oneness of our original awareness state is evident when a baby is born. The baby recognizes nothing of its surroundings. As far as a baby is concerned, everything is still oneness. We then start to learn to interpret the stupidity of our brainwashed parents. We then learn a number and language system and become indoctrinated in the seductions of our other senses, and so the reality we call life starts to take shape. We then store a memory bank full of events to recall. Add to this mix the trauma of fear, stress, and anxiety, followed by religious guilt and decades of subliminal and not so subliminal programming. We then become totally hypnotized, and just like sheep, we follow the pack, going through life like mindless zombies. We accept this version of reality, a version we never questioned or chose, but deep inside we know something's not right. We're too gutless to speak out, afraid of being ridiculed by everyone around us, not to mention the constant media bombardment that has brainwashed us and molded our attitudes about everything until we accept these viewpoints almost without question. But now the time has come, the time to question our true reality. So, get ready. Everything that you think has been real and true will fade away. Get ready to move away from the trance state and reconnect to our original awareness and wisdom state. The freedom and liberty of eternal paradise is ours. Then, oneness decided it would like to experience a new reality in which it can experience itself subjectively. So, it conjured up a subatomic particle that we named the proton. This proton was the father of thinking, the first thought ever conjured up by oneness. Another seed was introduced, which is the seed or son of the father. We'll name neutron. Now, the son is one with the father proton. This is the beginning of thinking. The next introduction of thinking had to come in the form of motion, vibrations, and energy. Without this motion and energy, the proton and neutron were like doormen, nothing more than a thought without purpose. Then came the introduction of the negative charge that would spark the imagination of the father proton. The negative charge was the elect lady we'll call electron. This elect lady electron was 1800 times smaller than the father proton and the son neutron. This electron would spin around the proton and neutron held in orbit by the attraction of the male. But why stop there? Introduce a whole harem of ladies circling and flirting with the male, creating a womb of protection for the seed of the father to reproduce another, just like themselves, over and over again, endlessly. We call this womb the nucleus. This womb will be the room, the birthplace of the neutron sun seed within the womb of the mother. This mother we call matter. This womb of the mother, this room of matter became the nucleus, for it produced the new clay of us. This electron orbits the father and son at the speed of thought, thereby occupying space and conjuring up the illusion of matter from the void of emptiness. Oneness conjured up something. Within this group of the father proton, the son neutron, and the mother electron, the whole of everything was formed. This is the first atom, the beginning of thought. This is the matrix womb. Thought formed this energy that glowed as in an electrically charged atom. This glow produced light. Everything in our reality that is able to be thought up comes into existence. We live in a 3D dimensional thought universe. Everything we observe is thought, which in turn is light. Everything visible in the 3D space is light. If matter is accelerated to the speed of light times the speed of light, all that exists is formed from energy and light. Thought brings the energy into an existence at a subatomic level and slowly becomes part of the holodeck. This so-called reality is like holographic Lego building blocks. Everything around us was created from thought, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. This is the ayin of Judaism, where something is created out of nothing. When thinking a thought of corresponding sounds and shapes, suddenly matter appears. This is how the whole universe was formed, from this matrix womb. Hence the term the Big Bang, which is one big sexual union of atoms reproducing themselves over and over endlessly. The size of the nucleus in proportion to the electrons and protons is about the same as between the sun and the planets. Scientists know this to be a fact. The atom symbol represents a ray of life. This was conjured up by thought. Thought became the Egyptian god Thoth. And no, Thoth is not an alien or a creature. This is just a representational symbolism of thought. Thoth is the creativity of everything known to man. The ancient Egyptians credited Thoth or thought with the words science, philosophy, and magic. The Greeks credit Thoth with astronomy, astrology, the science of numbers, mathematics, geometry, medicine, theology, botany, civilized government, the alphabet, writing and reading. Thoth was the true author of every work, of every branch of knowledge, both human and divine. Greek mythology named Thought Hermes. Romans called Thought Mercury and made them gods. Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve are the names given to the two reproductive characteristics of the atom and the light. Adam is the first atom. Eve refers to the light emanating from that form. Atoms form the first humans, hence the name and play on words. Eve is the dawning of creation, the coming of the light. Eve is likewise the evening or the end of the light. This symbolizes the beginning and the end of the light, the Alpha and the Omega of the bringing of light. Adam and Eve together are the symbolic names for the electrically charged atom symbol, which in turn symbolized the light bringer, the bright morning and evening star. Together, they represent the creator of light, the creator God called Lucifer, who is the light bringer. This production of the physical light is the ability to see. The ability to see is produced by the electricity contained within the atom. Lucifer. The name Lucifer is derived from the word lucim far. Lucim means bringer. Far is light, the bringer of light. Genesis chapter 1 of the Old Testament fills in without any doubt who the light bringer is and who or what Lucifer is. Genesis verse 1 and 3 states, "In the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. Then God said, 'Let there be light,' and there was light." Already a hypnotic trance has been established. Of course, very few will even question if there is a God. The same concept of the light bringer has been applied to Jesus as well. In the New Testament, Revelation 16, we read, "I, Jesus, am the light and morning star." Jesus is the light, therefore Jesus is Lucifer. In fact, all religions are based on sun and moon worshipping: Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, and Judaism. They all unknowingly worship Lucifer, who is the light bringer. Of course, religion demonized Lucifer and all the arrogant sheeps of the world still think that he's some horned devil entity or fallen angel which keeps the public from ever finding the truth about the light association with atoms. The fact is that we are all Luciferian in a sense of the word, as we all use thought, which is light energy. Everything requires thought. A word requires thought. Everything around us is light, sounds, vibrations. Words vibrate, everything vibrates, and vibration is energy. Energy glows, and energy is light. So, thought is light. Shaitan is the Arabic word for Satan, which means knowledge or enlightenment. This enlightenment is the notion behind the name of Lucifer, the Lightbringer, thereby making Lucifer and Satan two names meaning the same thing. Both of these names, then, refer to enlightenment, or coming to the light of the knowledge of the truth. This name Satan is also derived from the name Saturn. El, spelled E-L, was mentioned as the father of all gods in Egyptian mythology. El is the inspiration for the term electricity. Electricity. Electricity is produced by the elect lady, the electrons of the atom. El is the great architect of the universe, the so-called created God, the bringer of light. The word architect is referring to the arcing ability of electricity. Now, that oneness has conjured up thought, and thought has conjured up this three-dimensional universe. It was time to conjure up or think up the human race. The first humans were set up around the world, and the sex act for reproduction was introduced. So, too, was the illusory birth and death that was also established.